Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to you. Welcome to the Landmark Hotel and welcome to the Retra Annual Conference for 2016 with our theme this year of the Smart Connection. Today's event sponsored by Retra. I'm Declan Curry. I've been a journalist and broadcaster talking about business and the economy for more than 20 years, and I'm delighted to be back with you again this year as your host for this conference. As always, this event brings Retra members together. It helps you find out what's going on in the industry. It offers useful tips and predictions for the future, and it gives you a chance to network with key manufacturers and retailers. And our theme this year, the Smart Connection, recognises the boom in demand for technology in our homes. It identifies opportunities for growth and sales, and it discusses how this will shape your service offering and changes in your training requirements. I want to say welcome back to those of you who've been at previous Retra events. Those of you who are here for the first time, you're very welcome to join us today, and you're going to find it a useful and an enjoyable session. I'd like you to join me in thanking our sponsor, Retra, and just to make note of some of the following housekeeping announcements. We're not planning any fire drills, so if they go off, it's a good sign that the building is on fire and you need to get out. The exits you'll find behind you, and there are some behind the staging area here as well. If we need to leave, please do so quickly and calmly and follow the instructions of hotel staff. Your mobile phones, if I could ask you please to switch them to silent. Those of you with Samsung phones, we have a fire bucket available in case you need it. If you'd like to tweet on social media, there's no formal hashtag, but please do share the love with the outside world if that's what you choose to do. And just to remind you, coffee and tea is served at the other end of the corridor. We'll need that after some of the early presentations. Now, on your seat, some of you may have sat on them, some of you may have picked them up. It's not a packet of mints, it's a voting keypad. And we're going to use this at various points during the course of today to gauge your opinion on the matters under discussion. So we're going to give it a little trial run. This is more to check that you can use it rather than that the technology is working. So feel free to locate the button that you're sitting on or that is on the floor underneath your seat. And I'd like you to answer a series of questions. Remember, it's the last button that you press is the answer that is counted. So we'll start with our question about the upcoming elections in the United States. Which of these would you choose to vote for if you were eligible to vote? Press button 1 for Hillary Clinton, press button 2 for President Trump. There's a phrase. Press button 3 for Mickey Mouse, and number 4 to return the United States to the British Empire. Let's start the voting, please. Well, there we go. That's 2/3 of you voting for the George III party, and just over twice as many voting for President Clinton as voting for President Trump. Let's have another untopical, uncontroversial question. Do you think that leaving the EU will be good for the UK? It's 1 for yes, 2 for no, and 3 for the honest answer. Start voting now. There we go. And, 41 for the remain, 44 for the exit. Only 15% telling the truth, that you don't know whether it's going to be good, bad, or indifferent. Let's ask that question with a slightly different spin on it, and instead of talking about it as a political issue, let's talk about how it's going to affect your business. Will leaving the EU have a positive impact on your business? 1 for yes, 2 for no, and 3 for good grief. We haven't even started the negotiations yet. It's far too early to tell. Start voting now. 47% of you swayed by current economic conditions, saying that you don't think it's going to have a positive impact on your business, even though the recession that we were promised has yet to arrive. I'll talk a little bit more about that in my own remarks later this afternoon. 19% only thinking that it'll have a positive impact on your business. Two questions now of direct relevance to your business, and we'll rattle through these quickly so we can get to our first speaker this morning. Do you think the connected home is a good opportunity for independent retailers? There are your options. Let's start the voting. And 88% saying that it is an opportunity for independent retailers. Slightly different version of that question about your confidence in selling or servicing the connected home. So most of you see it as an opportunity, but do you feel confident in delivering it? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Let's start the voting. Oh, pretty much 50-50. Okay, so that one comes in as a score draw. It was noticeable that the voting was a lot slower in that one as well. You were having to think about whether you felt confident about it or not. These are some of the issues that we'll talk about during the course of today, not just the opportunities that are available, but how, on a practical level, do you deliver them, and what changes do you need to make in your business to improve your effectiveness and your ability to deliver that change. We'll start today, though, with an overview of the sector and the world at large from someone who's an acknowledged worldwide leader in consumer electronics. Andy Griffiths was a key advisor to Samsung after 10 years at the helm of the business in the UK. He started on the shop floor. He won't say how many years ago. We'll make an educated guess. And in his time at Samsung, he oversaw everything from those mobile phones through to TVs and refrigerators and wearable technology. He says that the mobile phones were fine when he left them. He's now at Glendimplex. Welcome, please, Andy Griffiths.